dress box on the floor, scooting it closer to me with her toe. "Don't waste your time thinking about that collaborator." "Gerard?" I said. "I'm not thinking about him." There was a moment of silence shared between us. Running away from a marriage I didn't want was one thing. Disappointing Papa was another. "Stick to your plan," she said. "Hide out at the convent and let me take care of your father. He brought this upon himself, Adèle, cozying up to the regime as he has. Charlotte, too, encouraging this marriage. Your life should be your own." I breathed in her words. "Ma vie." Mama plunged her hands into her apron pockets. "You choose your destiny." I dropped the dress into its box. Heaps of lace and creme fabric mushroomed from every corner, the smell of lily wafting from the sachets inside, snuffed out like candles. "Even if it means living with the nuns in Lyon?" My words came out as a question, but I merely wanted to make sure Mama knew the stakes. Mama grew up Protestant, often saying that gold, crystal, and decoration inside the sanctuary were idols for the hypocrites. "We do what we have to, Adèle." Mama kicked the dress box, sending it sliding across her kitchen floor. "When we have to." The box hit the back door and stopped next to the rubbish bin. Chapter 2. The seats in premiere class felt velvety and plush. It should have been easy for me to relax, especially as the train rolled out of the station. Yet my thoughts were dizzying, one rolling into the other as we steamed down the track. Was Mama going to wait until the wedding ceremony to break the news, or was she doing it right now? I patted my face and felt my throbbing head. I already knew Gerard would be furious, and Papa would be hurt. But Charlotte, she'd be crushed. She was excited for me to be married like her. I folded my hands in my lap, only to unfold them, trying to breathe slower, deeper, but nothing seemed to work. Teacups clinked from the buffet car, and old women chatted over cigarettes. I slipped off my shoes and rested my feet on the vacant seat in front of me, eyes closing, thinking that would help calm my nerves, only to be barked at seconds later by a woman standing over me in the aisle. "Excusez-moi," she said. I shot up in my seat, trying to piece together the last fading moments before putting my feet up. "My seat," she pointed. "Your feet are on my seat." "Oh!" I gave her some room, swiftly putting my shoes back on as she sat down in a huff. "Pardon me," I said, as she fit her bottom into the seat cushion, getting comfortable, smoothing her beige skirt over her lap. "The seat was empty when we left Vichy." She glared, setting a book she'd brought with her on her lap. "It's taken now." Her gaze turned out the window, looking at the lavender fields as we travelled through the country, a light smile meant only for herself, replacing the scowl. I found it incredibly hard not to stare. A businessman in a suit bumped my elbow on his way back from the lavatory, apologising with a flick of his newspaper, and I sat up a little straighter, but still watching her. Her voice had seemed deeper than a woman's ought to be, and her nails were natural, not a fleck of paint anywhere on them, and her jewellery. She didn't wear a necklace, a bracelet, or a ring. In fact, aside from her long hair and the dreadfully plain dress she had on, there wasn't anything feminine about her. She must have felt my gaze rolling over her body, because she flashed me a condescending smile. "Is there something else?" She traced an invisible circle on top of her book, over and over again on her lap. "No," I said, fluttering my fingers into a wave. "Nothing else. Sorry for bothering you." I reached for a cigarette, digging around in my pocketbook, looking for my case, mumbling to myself about how I didn't know the seat was taken. I sat back in my seat when I found it, and then sank down low when I felt Mama's cloisonné lighter. She'd never shared her lighter with me before, keeping it in her apron pocket for as long as I could remember. But I was glad she had. The silver was dull, a nice patina.